you, mate.
Hello.
Good to see you, mate. So, Newcastle, let's start with that, mate. What a game. What a game. What a performance.
Yeah. Still can't get over it, man, to be honest with you. Really can't. First time in, 3 years we beat Newcastle away, especially coming behind twice as well, for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable result. And, dodgy defending, you can say, from both sides, of course. But, yeah, an interesting turn of events, that's for sure. As it must have been, for a neutral, that must have been an unbelievably good game. Really good.
Yeah, definitely. How good is that St. Maximin? I tell you what, I'd love West Ham to go and buy him. What a player!
I was talking to a friend of mine about this early this morning. It's literally has the game of the season against us every single season. So yeah, snap him up, definitely.
They're saying 70-odd million though, aren't they? I wouldn't pay 70 for him. Wouldn't pay 70.
But mate, I wouldn't pay half of the prices that all these players are being touted around for, to be fair. But yeah, just we need something. We desperately, not to echo what James was saying earlier, man, but you and I have said it quite a few times, even before we sold Allaire. I think I was talking to you in December. I was saying we need at least 2 strikers, even with him.
Yeah, I know. We've been saying it a long time. Thing is, my mood goes like that with it. I'll have a nice video where I'm happy and calm, and then I have this raging video where my brain just gets more and more wound up about it. You have to think what my mood's going to be in 2 weeks' time if we don't sign.
Mate. As a lot of the guys have been saying in the chat, and quite rightly so. Monday night we will be behind the team 100%. But you're absolutely right. What you were saying earlier, mate, is it's all going to be aimed at the board. I genuinely do think that there's going to be a lot of people singing "Spend Some Money." I really do, because at the end of the day, it's literally where are we? It's literally 8 days from that game where we need to. If it's not sung on Friday, on Monday, it will be sang on Saturday when we're playing Palace. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
The thing, it's such a shame if we don't, because I'm going to use a teacher word here. We're on the cusp of something so good. You know what I mean? We're on the cusp of something so good.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And it's just, and that's the irritating thing about it, is the fact that we're going into the Europa League with a threadbare squad at best. Potentially, as you said, not just today, but a few of the videos you've done recently as well on the broadcast, is losing Antonio, losing our own centre forward. Either he's going to be hamstring strain conveniently before those fixtures come out, or so he doesn't go, or he'll be on the bench for most of them. But at the same point, we need 2 or 3 backup plans.
What do you make of this Okoflex bloke though? He looks all right, doesn't he? Looks tidy.
From the highlights we've seen,
I don't know whether he's ready yet, but
well, you're never ready until you tried, are you? Really, to be fair. But obviously, I saw the extended highlights of the 6-1 under-23s against Arsenal, and loads of those guys look. I mean, Coventry looks ready. It has done for the last couple of seasons. Okoflex, I can see why everyone's raving about him, but we'll never know until we actually give him a go.
I think they will get a chance in Europa League, though. I do. I think
100%.
I think Okoflex, you're going to see a bit more. I like how direct he is. That's what I like. He just wants to go forward all the time. Very direct with the ball.
And that's exactly what we need with a centre forward up front, is the fact that we need somebody that's going to try and poach the ball the way that he does as well, for that matter. So, but I'm more concerned about what we're going to do in the next 11 days.
So Leicester on Monday night, mate. I asked all 3 the same question. So who do you like, mate? Who do you like for Leicester? It's hard to not. You may as well say who you don't like, because there's so many. I like nearly their whole 11, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk about it in my preview that comes out at 8:00 tonight. So watch that, guys. By the way.
Yeah,
but a lot of them scare me. We've got the Turkish Andy Carroll that we need to try and beat. As well, for that matter. I mean, obviously, just like, Tielemans,
good player.
Very, very, very good player. Ndidi as well. And we get to see, we potentially could see all that fuss about that striker that we were linked with. Can't remember his name now for the minute, but Daka. Daka. Personally, Luke, as you remember, I think the last time we talked about it as well was, you know, how much I've been raving about Damari Gray, and seeing him going to Everton for $1.5 million. That got my back up. I would absolutely love him for West Ham. I've been saying it ever since he made his debut against Leicester. Very, very tidy player. When we come up against Everton, he's going to cause us trouble.
Yeah,
he really is going to cause us trouble.
As well, pacey.
But having said that, though, as I say, in terms of the current Leicester squad, I would easily have 7 or 8 of those guys in there.
Oh, mate,
really
would. You're thinking on the bench as well, like someone who loves scoring against us, Iheanacho, mate.
Yeah,
Iheanacho absolutely loves scoring against us.
Again, a striker, or centre forward, I should say, that we were linked with when he was about to leave Man City on loan. Really come into his own over the last couple of seasons, which again everybody was predicting. So, I mean, it's all ifs and maybes and buts.
That's
and stuff.
On that, then, do you think that Origi could do that for us?
I like him. I think he's a tidy player. Will he fit into the Moyes matrix? Yes and no. There's arguments to both sides. Of course, mate, at the end of the day, we're desperate for centre forwards. I'll take anyone half decent, and Origi is. So, but again, we'll have to wait and see. But I genuinely think he could do something. I really do.
I do, mate. I do. What about changes for West Ham? You know, a lot of people are saying Diop for Dawson. What do you think?
I can see it, but
3 at the back, maybe go to the 5 again. But then who comes out? That's a tough one.
Again, exactly. Yeah, I mean, with Leicester, they play a 4-2-3-1, and they did most of last season. They certainly did against against Wolves as well. So personally, I wouldn't change it. I know Dawson's been shaky, but at the same point, mate, the defence was leggy for most of the first half. Anyway, it wasn't just him. You know, like we're saying about the Wilson's goal. You know, if more people helped out Declan Rice to break up what St. Maximin were doing, we weren't conceding that. Right, Creswell and Ogbonna pretty much watched the ball go over him. That was my issue with it. But as I said, I wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't. I'd love if we had more depth. Then yeah, I'd say here, there, and everywhere. But I know people are criticising Dawson, but it's one game. It's one game, do you know what I mean?
He's got enough points in the bag. He went a bit off the ball, didn't he, towards the end of last season? But he's got enough points in the bag,
Absolutely.
He's still a decent bloody centre-back in there, do you know what I mean?
If we get Zuma in, Dawson's a third or fourth choice, isn't he?
And rightly so. So. He becomes the Balbuena, doesn't he? The one that is the tough old geezer that comes in every now and then. What do you think the score's going to be then, mate? Without spoiling your preview.
Well, I haven't done the score. I'm not confident at all. Well, for the Newcastle preview, I said I'd be happy with a 2-2. So,
I said 2-2. I said 2-2.
But with Leicester, our home form with them over the last 6 games, we've only won 1 out of the last 6 times we've played them at home. It's not looking good. But this technically is a more hungry, thirstier West Ham side. So. I've got to agree with pretty much what everyone's been saying previously, 2-1 or 3-1. Which way round is another matter. Which way round that's going to be is another matter. But
it's scoring first, I think, as well. I think scoring first is quite important in this game. I think it's very, very important.
Yeah, it's just the fact that England struggled in when we played Denmark. How are we going to score against Michael is a bloody difficult goalkeeper to get past.
Fantastic goalie. So the Europa League, mate, as I asked for everyone else. Who do you want, mate, next week? I will do a live show next week, so that'd be nice to get some reactions next week.
Well, I'll be doing the draw live as it happens from 12 o'clock. So, again, tune in, guys. Luke, you're more than welcome to pop on, mate, if you can.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'll see what days this is working.
Oh, that old excuse, I see. Okay. But yeah, no, it was. I really don't care. It'd be nice to get Marseille with the whole romanticism behind it and stuff, but I don't care. I don't care if we get Celtic or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Rangers and Celtic both qualified, don't they?
Yeah. As it stands at the minute, if I remember correctly, we could potentially, depending on what happens, we could be playing Genk as well, for that matter, depending on how they finish up with their Champions League games. Yeah, I don't care. I really don't care. At the end of the day, it's European football. We haven't seen it for 5 years, so it doesn't matter.
What did you make of the deal that the club released? 60 quid for 3 games? I thought it was good.
It depends on your banding. It depends on your banding. Mine was 85 for 3, which is still not bad. It's 28 quid a ticket.
Yeah,
you know, I agree with what a lot of people...
Considering they don't know who the teams are.
Exactly.
If it was someone like Lazio, the Marseille game, they could have gone, bosh, the prices could have gone right up.
They could. I do agree with what a lot of people were saying over the last 24 hours or so, that they should really be rewarding season ticket holders with a bit more of a discount. I mean, it says in the banding that it's 30 quid match day ticket. I'm paying 28. It's not really.
Season tickets you used to get the first 2 rounds of the cup, mate, back in the day.
Absolutely, long time ago.
Yeah, FA Cup and Carling Cup you used to get back in the day.
So I mean, I set myself up for the automatic home cup draw, so I hope I'm not being charged twice. I wouldn't put it past them. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't put it past them. But I generally think that the higher the band tier you are, the better deal you get. Because obviously the prices are cheaper, so therefore you get a better deal. I mean, like say 60 quid. I'll snap your hands off for 20 quid a ticket.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
an extra 8 quid each way. It's not, for me personally, it's not come at the right time. But at the end of the day, I had to do it. I mean, this is probably going to be the only qualifying round we're going to see for a long time. So why not?
No, mate. Last couple of questions for you, mate, on the Pi Capital stuff, actually, now. So I have got to wrap this up in a minute, because I know Russ is probably live now. Pi Capital, mate, what did you make of that absolute car crash of an interview? I think only Prince Andrew's interview comes close to that recently, or R. Kelly, someone like that.
The worst car crash since Bob Dylan's one back in the 70s. But all joking aside, I was actually going to say Mark Bolan then, but that's a little bit too harsh. But I've never really been a supporter of Pi Capital. I've always been. I was happy with the first announcement because it just shows to the world how much of a shitehawk David Sullivan is. But I've never really said this will be good for West Ham. I said it'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I did my reaction video, and as I said, thank you very much for putting that audio clip up, mate. I didn't know about it until I saw your video, because I don't listen to TalkSport. They're shitheads.
Yeah, mate,
I really hate them.
I only got lucky. I got lucky. I was doing a live stream, and someone went, "Oh, he's going to be on at 12:30." So I cut my stream and then listened to it live.
But I mean, I can't stand Simon Jordan. But as the old adage goes, the enemy of your enemy is your friend, and he absolutely tore
he ripped into pieces, mate. Absolutely ripped into pieces.
It was just, we've got a current set of property developers wanting not to sell to a current set of property developers. So I hate to say it, but I have to agree with David Sullivan on this point, mate.
I do, mate. I think it's fair.
But having said that, hopefully now things will start quieting down. Because if they want to do it professionally, as Simon Jordan said, do it in the background. Don't do it on live on air. And also for that matter, what Jim White, I don't know if you noticed it, but Jim White said, I've been reliably informed that the debt is 125 million. Well, you saw in the chat earlier, I put up the accounts of the last 2 seasons. The 1920 season, £232 million loss. How are we 125 million pound in debt with that amount? And then for the 18-19 season as well, 162 million. As I said, we are in a financial mess. Yeah. And there's no way. This is one of the reasons why David Sullivan's asking for so much money. So, because normally when takeovers happen, exactly, clears the debt off. And this is why he's asking for so much money. And it's just never going to happen. And this is the real, unless we get an oil baron in or something. It's just, we're stuck with these guys for at least another 2 years.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Right, I'll leave it there for you, mate. Go and check out JP's preview at 8 o'clock. Subscribe to his channel. Always a good guy, really good guy. Like me, reads every single comment out. That's sort of where I got my inspiration from him. See, I like reading out all the comments as well.
You liar, because you've been doing this for longer than me. So that's
not the live streams. Not the live streams. We only started doing live podcasts from about a year ago. We used to record the podcasts. But yeah, thanks, JP, mate. Take it easy. Enjoy the game on Monday night, and hopefully get to speak to you again next week as well.
Be nice to, mate. Definitely.
Take it easy, mate. See you later on. Okay, right. So this.